Hi, my name is Sylvia Gossard. I'm an SPCE 689, Section 821 with Dr. Michelle Thorne. This is October 6th, 2024. Okay, start a timer. Starting a one. Where do I go? Oh, starting 1 minute timer. Okay. Yes. Observation of behavior is objective. Empiricism. Someone who provides reinforcement for a speaker's verbal behavior, audience. When the rate of the behavior increases when a punishing stimulus is discontinued, including a potential, so this is a recovery from punishment procedure. An elementary verbal operant involving a response of any form that is evoked by an MO and this is a MAND. A complete and concise description of behavior change procedures for replication, conceptually systematic, technological. Reinforcement that occurs via another person. Socially mediated reinforcement. Yes. A concept in verbal behavior wherein the controlling stimulus, verbal SD, and the verbal behavior have the same topographical sense mode form. Echoic behavior. Formal similarity. Okay, so that was the timer. Okay, timer went off. That's wrong. That's right. Okay. A behavior analytic approach to language which aims to connect and understand the relationship between language and derived stimulus relations. Selectionism. Relational frame theory. A motivating operation that increases the effectiveness of some stimulus, object, or event as a reinforcer. Increases is establishing operation. Oh my gosh. Reinforcer establishing effect. An elementary verbal operant involving a vocal response that is evoked by a vocal verbal SD that is formal similarity between an auditory vocal response that is evoked by a vocal verbal pass, echoic behavior. A phenomenon where the consequence of a behavior in the presence of an MO changes the behavior evoked by the specific or similar MOs in the future. In the presence of an MO changes the behavior evoked by the specific or similar MOs in the future. Changes the behavior evoked by behavior altering effect. Function altering effect. First, the process of eliminating the association between a condition. This is unpairing. The emission of a behavior that is topographically similar and temporally proximal to the behavior. Imitation. Yeah, an elementary verbal operant in which a speaker reads words that are presented. This is textual behavior. A group of stimuli that share a common function, topography, or temporal relation and have a common effect on it. This is a stimulus class. Private, unobservable to a third party. Covert behavior. An elementary verbal operant involving a written response that is evoked by a written verbal discrimination discriminative stimulus that has formal similarity and history of generalized reinforcement. Taking dictate. Verbal discriminative stimulus. Taking dictation. Copying a text. Demonstration of a functional relation through the manipulation of an independent variable while observing control. Quantifiable and observable events that are compared with known facts to form hypothesis. Description. A decrease in the current frequency of behavior that has been reinforced by some stimulus, object, or event whose reinforcing effectiveness depends on the same motivating operation. Decrease in the current frequency is a abative effect. Wait. Yeah. Either A, an increase in the current frequency of behavior that has been reinforced by some stimulus. Behavior altering effect. Yes. A response evoked by a particular object or event or property, tact. Refers to the ability to combine mutually related events. Combinational entailment. Yeah. Scientists first consider the most logical and simple parsimony. Consists of writing and spelling words that are spoken. This is taking dictation. Occurs when the functions of one stimulus alter or transformation of stimulus function. Yeah. Describes a situation in which a controlling variable evokes a response, but there's no point-to-point correspondence between the controlling variables. Evokes a response, but there's no point-to-point correspondence. Codic. Thematic control. A demonstration of socially significant behavior change. Effective. An increase in the current frequency of behavior that has been reinforced by some stimulus, object, or event whose reinforcing effectiveness depends on the same motivating operations. This is a evocative effect. The universe is lawful and orderly, not accidental. Determinism. A motivating operation in which an individual is given access to a reinforcer, decreasing the abolishing operation. Exists whenever controlling variable evokes a response and there is a point-to-point correspondence between the controlling variable and the response. Evokes a response. The controlling variable. Oh, is this duplic? Formal control. Observable to others. Overt behavior. External or internal environmental events that affect the individual's behavior. Stimulus. Refers to behavior that occurs more often in the presence of a stimulus than in its absence. Stimulus control. Skills occur outside of the training setting or beyond the trained response. Generality. A philosophical assumption underlying the science of behavior analysis that anything that evolves does so because selectionism. The functional aspect of an antecedent phenomenon that demonstrates a change in the effectiveness of a stimuli as reinforcers and or alters the current frequency of a behavior. Motivating operation? Oh, good. A motivating operation that decreases the reinforcing effectiveness of a stimulus. Decrease. Abolishing operation. Reinforcer abolishing effect. This verbal operand has point-to-point correspondence, no formal similarity, and immediately follows a verbal stimulus. Is this a codic? Relations between stimuli are bidirectional. Responding to the relation in one direction entails mutual entailment. The use of related stimuli samples during instruction to increase a person multiple exemplar training. Consequence variables that alter the future frequency of behavior. Behavior altering effect. Repertoire altering effect. A concept in verbal behavior where in the beginning, middle, and point-to-point correspondence. This verbal operant has no point-to-point correspondence or formal similarity. It immediately follows a verbal stimulus and produces generalized conditioned reinforcement. Interverbal. This verbal operant has point-to-point correspondence, formal similarity, and immediately follows verbal stimulus. A duplic is a physical energy change, a stimulus, capable of affecting an organism's sensory receptors that has a, oh my gosh, pattern which is stimulus something. Oh, verbal stimulus. Okay. 2 events shown to covary over repeated observation allows for estimations to be made about prediction. A motivating operation that increases the effectiveness of some stimulus object or event as a reinforcer. Establishing operation? When a stimulus gains the properties of an MO because it signals the situation is getting better or worse. Better or worse? I don't remember. Reflexive condition motivating operation. Behavior shaped without directly contacting contingencies. Rule-governed behavior. Correct responding occurs to untrained and unreinforced stimulus-stimulus relations after reinforcement of other stimulus equivalents. Yeah. A philosophical assumption underlying the science of behavior analysis that the truth should always be questioned. Philosophical doubt. Selected behaviors are socially significant. Applied. Behavior reinforced through social mediation. A listener is conditioned to provide reinforcement. Oh, verbal behavior? Yeah. Responding to one stimulus based on its relation to another stimulus or stimuli. Relational responding. Yeah. The literature supports the use of interventions and procedures that are derived from principles of behavior. Conceptually systematic.